In this video, I'm going to talk you through the strategy that you need to adopt when answering section 1 in your exam questions A and B. Now, I've already said to you several times in the classroom that one of the advantages of sitting your higher design and manufacture exam is that in relation to section 1, which is out of 25 marks, this question will always be the same. It'll use the same format. What the SQ do is they'll give you two products, similar products, and for each product they'll give you a specification which will include the materials used in these products. And what you have to do is you have to then identify reasons why these materials have been used for various components of the product. So let's have a look at this question here, which is taken from the 2017 paper. What we have is we've got two cross trainers. We've got an outdoor cross trainer and we've got an indoor cross trainer. So straight away, there might be slight differences in terms of the properties of the material because of the fact that they're used in different environments. So the outdoor cross trainer is made from steel frame with plastic coating, has rubber handles, ABS footrest, stainless steel fixings and brackets, and nylon bearings. The indoor cross trainer has a steel frame as well with plastic coating, foam handles, ABS footrests and covers, acrylic screen, and stainless steel fixings and brackets. So if we were answering this question, the first thing that we need to do is we need to understand what's required to get a mark. To get a mark, you have to first of all clearly identify the property of the material and then give a suitable reason why that property is relevant to being used, why it's being used in that particular component. So let's have a look at an example of answers that we could give to this particular question. So the other thing is, which I think some of you are still forgetting to do, is make sure that when you're doing this, that you actually put the title of the product, in this case, the outdoor cross trainer, and then underneath you can discuss the various properties of the materials that are being used. And the same here, indoor cross trainer, you need to have that title as well if you're talking about that particular product. Okay, so in relation to the outdoor cross trainer, what I've written down here is I've got steel frame. So steel is a strong metal. So why would they want to use steel? The steel frame will easily, because it's strong, it will be easily be able to hold the user without it breaking. So there we now get 2 marks. We get not 2 marks, sorry, 1 mark, because we've identified the property of steel being strong, and we've given a suitable reason that this, if it's strong, it won't break. If we then look at ABS, the ABS footrest. Now ABS, we know, one of the things to remember, by the way, when you're doing this is, in the classroom I talked about the fact that you can think, to help you remember properties of materials, you can think of, good examples of products that are made from that material and then extrapolate the properties that would be needed for that product. So in the classroom, for example, when we looked at ABS, you had the helmet that was made for ABS and you had the remote control. And then from that, we identified what properties ABS is likely to have. It has a good finish. It's going to have good impact resistance. ABS can be injection molded to create complex shapes. So it's a material that can be used in injection molding. ABS is a hard plastic. So these are the sort of properties that you can identify from that exercise, and then we want to remember them. That's a good way of remembering them when we're applying them here. So ABS, we could say, has been used for the footrest because ABS can be used in injection moulding, and injection moulding can produce the complex shape of the footrest that's required, and that will get you a mark. Nylon. Nylon, we know, is a hard-wearing plastic. If you remember again in the exercise, we had a picture of nylon cogs, and we had nylon bag in terms of textiles. So nylon, well, is definitely, it's going to be a hard-wearing plastic, and that's suitable for bearings because bearings are going to be subjected to a certain degree of abrasion. So we could say nylon is hard-wearing plastic. Bearings need to be able to resist this abrasion, hence nylon is a good choice. And once again, we get a mark for that because we've identified the property and we've given a suitable reason. And then you would go ahead and do the same for the second trainer here. You can't focus all in the one trainer. Remember, you have to give examples across both trainers. The other thing is, as well, is you will not get any marks for repeating properties. So you have to try and arrange it so that you're giving different properties for each of the six different points that you're trying to address. So for the indoor cross trainer, we've got foam. Foam is a soft material. Using foam on the handles will make the handles more comfortable to hold. Acrylic is transparent, so acrylic could be used for a screen that needs to be that you need to see through. Steel rust, so plastic dip coating will help to prevent this from happening. So there is how you would go about writing down your statements, and we need 6 of them to obtain 6 marks. If we look at the next question, this is a question on the manufacturing processes that have been used in both trainers. It says at the top here, name 3 appropriate manufacturing processes used in the production of these cross trainers and explain why they are suitable. So what we have is we've got pictures of both cross trainers, and for the most part you will identify the processes from the picture. But there's something you might find that there's other ways in which we can identify what process is likely to be used. Like, for example, this bit here about stainless steel fixings. You can't really see the fixings in here, but we know that fixings are like screws and bolts and brackets. So these could easily be die cast. Although you can't see them here, you know that's the case. So we could certainly identify that as a process. So let's have a look at some answers. To get a mark here, what you have to do is you have to identify the process and justify why that process has been used. So here's 3 examples. Injection moulded footrest on the outdoor cross trainer. Injection moulding can produce complex plastic forms like the footrest, like this shape and form here. And that will get you 2 marks. Extruded steel frame on both trainers. Extrusion can produce long components with regular cross-section, just like what is needed in a cross-trainer frame. Right, so there's your long components, equal cross with regular cross-section, and that will get you 2 marks. Stainless steel fixings and brackets will have been die cast. Die cast is a mass production process suitable for producing high volumes of these small components. So there are obviously going to be a number of these components in each machine, so it needs to be a mass production process to be able to produce these large numbers. And you would get 2 marks for that. So, in conclusion, you can prepare for this question, certainly question 1A and B, and it's really just a matter of practicing it and practicing a number of questions to the point that you're able to do this fairly easily and accumulate the necessary marks. Thank you for listening.